What is up, ADG traders? This is Munya and welcome back to my trading channel. Today we'll take a look at some volatility indices, and we're going to analyze and see how best can we make profit out of these indices. So we might take a look at V100, step index, V75, and lastly we'll take a look at V51s. If you really enjoy these videos, click the like button so that I know that you're supporting this movement. I really want to see these videos each and every day, right? And before I start the analysis, I really appreciate it. Click the subscribe button, turn your notification bell so that I will personally notify you each and every time I post a video. Okay, with that said, let's take a look at V100 in the daily time frame. So generally we can see that there's been an upward movement, or basically we have been in an uptrend for quite some time now, since the beginning of the year up to the middle of the year, which we are in right now. And generally this momentum seems to be continuing on and on. So I'm going to start off by having our bottom trend line, just to set a clear picture of where the market is going. And you can already see that it's sloping upwards, meaning we're going in an uptrend, right? I'm going to try and create a channel here because it seems like price is following or is creating a nice pattern as it is going up, right? So clearly price has been moving within this nice channel. So what we can now start to conclude is this upward momentum is going to continue up until we reach somewhere above this top blue trend line, right? But before we do that, I just want to set something clear. Just gonna set up this level. Why? Because this is a very important level for us. You can see that each and every time price was reaching this point, it was either bouncing down, or lastly when it did reach this point, it was a complete breakout. So how we can use this position now is we now know that this is now our support, because it was previously the resistance zone when price was still playing around this region. So now we now know that this is a resistance zone turned into a support zone. So now we are now expecting this bullish momentum to continue up until to the point where it reaches this blue line, right? So you can go to the weekly time frame and see, are we able to get in the level at which our price is heading towards, right? Are we able to get that position? So roughly around this spot is where we expect our price to keep going. Maybe let me check the monthly time frame so we get a clearer picture. The problem is we are moving in an uptrend where price levels have not been yet, so the charts are now becoming a little difficult to navigate. But I think you can see that holding on to a buy position and just trailing it up until these high levels is quite reasonable. Let's go back to the 4-hour time frame and maybe you can clearly see what I'm talking about. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. So we want to target this blue line, and it's way up above there where price has not yet been yet. So that's why it's difficult to navigate. So yes, I will hold on to my buy position, and I can also see that we had another expected level here. So this buy movement is really being confirmed because we are now setting higher highs as we go, right? If you look at this point, this point, this point, these are higher lows. Higher lows. The higher highs are on the top, so these are higher lows, and clearly shows that we are in an uptrend. So let's wait and see what is going to happen. Okay, we're now going to go to V75. I know most people love this pair because it's very volatile. but at the same time, if you're not careful, it will very much destroy you. So I'm noticing one thing right here. I'm noticing a double top for my daily time frame. Why am I saying it's a double top? Because it was formed two separate period separators. Can you see that this is a month and this is another month? So I'm going to consider this as a double top. Why? Because the first peak was formed in another month, and then the second one was formed in another month. So clearly this is an M formation, and then from an M formation, the concept or the psychology we get behind is we have reached the highest price points, right? And the only way to go from the information is to go down, is what is happening right now. So using a little bit of some BTMM, I can already see that we had our first push, we had our retracement, and now we are having our second push going downwards from this point, right? But so that I won't be caught up in any reversal, I'm going to target this price point. I'm going to target this price point. Remember, this is a very big move from this point where price is currently at to this, because we're in the daily time frame. And remember how volatile V75 is, and how the peak value is very high, right? So this can be a lot of money. This can be a Lambo on its own, right? So this is my analysis on V75. I did use a little bit of confluence trading right there, but this is what I actually think of. Someone can try to use like trend lines, but from what I've been saying and my experience trading, is the best way to make this analysis. So let's go on to step index, which is one of the most difficult index to analyze. It's very, very stubborn. The movements are very, very haphazard and very much not unpredictable. So we will see what we can get from there. I'm happy that I got a nice trend line. I got a nice channel here, but at the same time, it's not really that perfect. If I said this is very much, this index is very much stubborn. Can you see? Can you see how much that's very difficult to work with? But it seems like we are in a consolidation zone, because the type of channel I'm getting is not much showing a direction. It's mostly horizontal and not really showing the direction in which we're going to. But from that, I can try and analyze and see that we're most likely going up, and we are most likely coming off from a very much support zone. This would be a very wise trade to take, considering how things are. So I'll really target this level first, and maybe to squeeze up to the top trend line, the blue line up there. But I really don't want to take my chances, so I'll stick on to the previously set resistance zone. Okay, so lastly, we're going to look at V50 1S in the daily time frame again. Previous analysis on V50 were so accurate. See, I still have this arrow, which was so accurate. Price went all the way up. So let's see now where it's going. So coming from all the way down here, we've managed to break this resistance zone. We've managed to break this resistance zone. This is a very nice indicator of saying we have a strong bullish momentum. It's a very nice get a strong bullish momentum. Why? If price can come from a major support zone all the way up to break the major resistance zone, that's a clear sign that the momentum of the bulls is very much high. And as you can see, the way it was going up, we see that the red candles, which are bearish candlesticks, there were very few, showing that the bulls are really much control of what's happening. So getting into nice buy trades is very much wise, considering that price is now heading to set the high of the month and probably the high of the year, right? So that's my analysis on V51s. I'll hold a buy trade and just trail behind, taking some profits, leaving some of the trades running, and saying what's going to happen next. So if you really enjoyed this video, don't forget to like. If you stayed this far, it means you're very serious about your trading. Subscribe to this channel to get a lot of information on how best you can trade. Till next time.